Our next guest is a very talented artist whose work hangs in museums, galleries, even in my children's bedrooms. His latest collection is called Get Your Together. Please say hello to David Shrigley.
Good, thank you.
It's very good to have you here. I've never seen you before. I have your artwork at my home. And in fact, I ordered something, one of your prints, and somebody who works for you said, hey, would you like to have David on the show? I was like, yes, I would like to have David on the show. And now here you are on the show.
Good idea, thank you.
Like magic, it happened. You live in England, obviously. Or maybe not obviously, you've only said a word or two, but it is true that you do live in England. We've never had a visual artist on the show. I mean, we had some photographers, but this is a first, so congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I'm honored. I'm honored.
I think probably would you agree that this is maybe your best-known work, this painting?
It's my most cheerful work. So.
Your most cheerful?
Yeah.
There's another one that I think is known and popular, and I just love this one. I saw this on a tea towel or something, and we bought it. We hung it in our son's room, and you know, he's not always nice, but he does like ice cream for sure. And this is, I mean, there's the whimsical nature and the positive message. Now, they're not all that. Well, they are all whimsical, but not necessarily positive. Do you think of the text first and then do the painting, or the other way around?
It's mostly the image and then the text. So it's kind of like a struggle to make images that don't necessarily describe the text, and text that doesn't necessarily kind of describe the images, if you know what I mean. It's not illustration, so there's a slippage between the text and the image.
And sometimes there's a great contrast between the image and the text, which makes it fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Do you sit down and work, like, in a normal way? Like, in other words, you sit down at a desk and write your work out or draw your stuff?
I have an ergonomic chair that I sit in.
But you schedule it. It's rigid, your schedule.
Yeah, it's like 10 till 6 every day with a nap at lunchtime. Kind of thing.
You take a nap at lunch?
Do you?
No. How long's the nap?
Power nap, 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Oh, okay.
It's like switching the computer off and on. And
this is one, chocolate is not the problem, you are the problem.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm a big chocolate fan. I have a problem with chocolate, maybe, but...
So you are talking to yourself in some of these?
Kind of. Well, I also have a shop that sells my merchandise in Copenhagen, in Denmark. And we made a chocolate bar with this as the packaging. And it actually won a bronze medal at the European Chocolate Awards, which...
That's nice.
Thank you. I mean, it's really good chocolate.
There's a chocolate awards?
Yeah. Why
aren't we hosting that, Guillermo?
Well, we know that, yeah.
Well, we now qualify for the World Chocolate Awards, so, you know, the sky's the limit. I mean, I didn't make the chocolate, I have to say. Some very clever Danish people made the chocolate.
I feel like you wouldn't be boasting about it if you'd made the chocolate yourself, yeah?
No, it's not one of my fortes.
In a way, you're more proud of these chocolate that these strangers made.
Yeah.
You do some sculptures and objects as well. This is a very big telephone.
Yes.
And it's missing a number. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing. It's kind of the ultimate form over function. So I kind of figured that it's a working telephone. That's what you have to...
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can call out as long as the number doesn't have a zero. So... we showed it in a fancy gallery in New York who kind of represent me and sell the work. And we had an incident at the opening of the show.
What happened? Oh, an incident. I like an incident.
Yeah, well, we were all drinking champagne and then, you know, mingling and talking kind of intellectual stuff to each other. And then the fire department came because somebody had called 911, which fortunately you can call 911. So it's kind of a responsible sculpture.
Yeah,
you know?
sure, yeah.
So anyway, the story goes that David Byrne, from Talking Heads.
Yes, Talking Heads, sure.
It was one of my heroes. He's an amazing guy, and I've met him a few times, which is kind of a really big deal for me. But anyway, he's been to a couple of my openings, and we talk and stuff. And apparently, he was the last one to use the phone before the fire department came. So anyway, the fire department come. They all come in, and we're spilling our champagne. And then we sort of look around to the phone, and David Byrne is nowhere to be seen. He's gone. So it's hearsay. But
you think he may have dialed 911 and maybe said burning down the house, and then the fire department came.
It's possible. It's hearsay. But
Was he wearing the big suit while he used the big phone?
No, that would have been good.
Yeah, that would have been good. Well, maybe next time he calls in a fake 911 call. This is, I think, obviously this is kind of a modern thing. People getting tattoos in tribute to their favorite artists. Typically, that will be a singer or an actor or something like that. But you get people that come to your signings and whatnot, and who ask you to make a drawing on them.
Yeah.
And then they make a tattoo out of the drawing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean.
And you have to think of something that's going to be on their bodies forever.
Yeah. Well, we've had incidents. I mean, I don't encourage it, right? Because people our age, when I was 21, you had an earring. You didn't have a tattoo. It was only like people in biker gangs that had tattoos, right? Whereas nowadays, it's just the young and the beautiful who have these horrible tattoos, sometimes made by me. But I don't know. I like the idea of it because it's the antithesis of the way that you're supposed to think about a tattoo, right?
So this is something you drew, a pair of socks on this person.
Yeah, it's quite an intimate place as well, which also kind of freaks me out. Because I have a sterile pen, which is what the surgeon draws when he's taking your appendix out or whatever. And so you draw with the sterile pen, and it means they can go straight to the tattoo guy and have it done there and then.
Well, you're not kidding around. You're really prepared for this. And do you charge people for these tattoos?
No,
like this
absolutely not.
Going nowhere.
It's an entirely free service, and I always add the caveat: you don't have to do this. You do not have to do this.
Yeah, well, sure. I would hope they know that, but they all do it anyway, right?
Exactly.
You have what, 40? This is your 41st book?
Is it? I don't really know. I sort of lost count because I published quite a few myself in the early days, and I've kind of lost track.
Who decides which paintings, prints go in the book?
Well, this one was sort of a collaboration. It's an American publisher who I get on with really well, and I kind of realized that my attitude towards my own work is quite different to other people's. So the paintings, the drawings that I think are brilliant aren't the ones that other people think are brilliant.
And you trust the other people to...
Well, I do now, yeah.
You do? Wow, yeah. That's very unusual, I think.
Because of social media, because of Instagram, it's a big thing, right? You get an immediate response, so you get likes and stuff.
Right.
And I might post the one that I think is just brilliant. It's like, a sublime statement, but does anybody like it? No.
What do you do with the pieces that you like and other people don't? Can I have them?
We can negotiate.
Okay, all right, we'll negotiate that. Maybe you could draw it on my ass.
Maybe later.
This is the book. It's called Get Your You-Know-What Together. David Shrigley, thanks so much for being here, David. Appreciate it. We're back with Noah Kahn.